Hello and welcome to another Parts Factory installation tutorial video. Today we're going to be chucking this exterior door handle onto this 04 to 09 Hyundai Tucson 4-wheel drive SUV. It's a fairly straightforward job. I'd imagine after we take the door card off and undo the bolt on the inside of the door handle, the rest is going to take us roughly about 10 minutes. So overall, I'd say this job's going to take about 20 minutes to get finished. Now, if you are looking for one of these outer door handles, we do stock them on the website. Our URL is www.partsfactoryoz.com.au. I believe the current price is about $53.30. So yeah, I mean, if you did need one of these, free express post all around Australia. Jump online and have a look at what we've got to offer. Right, so this product fits all 04 to 09 Hyundai Tucson. It doesn't fit anything before or after that point, so do make sure that you get those details right before buying this product online. As you can see, guys, this is the problem that they have with this door handle. Basically, the inside of this little leg here snaps off and the person will actually rip the door handle out of the door, and you can't get in. The only way you can get in is through the inside, and obviously if your window's up, it's just not going to be possible. Alright guys, so look, let's get into the job. Right guys, in order to access the exterior door handle, it's required that we take this interior panel off. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's fairly easy. Usually my tool of choice is some sort of flat, like a knife, just because it's such a thin edge. It allows you to get into all the little tabs in order to damage nothing when you're doing this removal. So first step, use something like this and you head into this interior door handle, just popping open that little cap in there. Now you want a Phillips head screwdriver. You want to enter just in there, removing that hole, that screw. You can let it drop in, then open the handle and it'll fall into your hand, placing your bolts out of the way. You have one just here like that. I'm thinking that this whole cap comes out, or maybe it stays attached to the door card. We'll find out in a sec. We're going to use our little knife again, removing these little caps out of these little plastic inserts here. We'll do it one at a time, remembering not to let your screw fall on the ground, it might bounce away from you. I'm going to cruise around this edge. We have one over here now. Run your hand along the bottom. I would say that is the last two. So using our Phillips head screwdriver, remembering to take the plastic inserts, just like that. Now that we've pulled off all the screws, I'm going to start by removing this interior door handle trim piece. Then I'm going to note that there is a screw in the very center of the door card. Often it'll drop down into there. Oh no, there's no real place for that to be lost, that's fine. And I'm going to start in this corner over here and just give it a little tug. Rubbish may fall out from underneath depending on the age of the car. You see how that door card's now completely hanging off. So I'm going to pull this little black trim. Should be able to do it just my hands. Yep. All that is a little pressure clip. That one there, little metal pressure clip. Chuck that out of the way. Should now be able to lift the door card up into the air. Now you'll find wiring. We want to individually unplug each plug. That's one. You can just use your fingers to do that. 2, 3. Now we chuck our door card out of the way. Now, from memory, this plastic trim, or this plastic piece of nothing, hides what we're looking for. However, in order to get into where we want to access, we'll have to put our window back up temporarily. So turning your key on, but not starting the car, plug your master control switch back in temporarily, and just throw that window back up in the air. Okay. Now, re-unplug your door card, place it out of the way. Now you'll be able to look through that hole, and what you should see is a 10mm screw straight through the guts. You can see it just straight through there. That's the bolt we're going for. This is the point where you want a 10mm socket. Just go straight through the guts, hopefully lining up your socket with the 10mm nut in there. Right, so I've just pulled a little bit of this trim off, just so I can see in there a bit better. It's that 10mm there that bolts onto the lock barrel. Now, the reason why you have to pull that part out, come around here, basically, here's our door handle that we're replacing, but in order to insert the door handle again, you actually have to pull this lock barrel off. One bolt on the inside of that door handle, and I would expect you'll see that entire lock barrel that we just pointed at literally pop out, and you won't actually have to play with any of these rods or nothing on the inside of that door. But we're going to see in a second. Just place your hand through the door, grabbing that bolt. You don't want to let it drop. Now that we've undone that 10mm, you can see that that outer cap just pops off literally like that, which is actually not bad of a design. You can see the lock barrel just sits in there. Want to keep it all straight. You don't want to be mucking with anything we don't have to. So as you can see, these are identical handles, and you can see that this handle is actually snapped here, but the reason that it does snap is because originally this piece here shears off. You can see the difference there. So you can imagine as the user pulls on the handle and it goes beyond the limits where it should, the next part to snap is this section. The whole handle comes off, and yeah, end up having to replace it with one of these. As I said at the beginning of the video, guys, this handle is available, partsfactoryoz.com.au. I believe they're $48.30 at this current time, so if you did need something like this, jump online and take a look. Once you're ready to place all of these pieces back in, you want to bring your white section back up, line it up with your left hand, slide your handle back in through the front. You should be able to wiggle it around in the lock barrel into that into the outer door handle part. Right, so I've got the front of the handle in. Now our main objective is to get the actual the locking rod on this handle lined up with the door lock actuator rod on the inside of the door. The only way to get this little lock rod that travels from here onto the handle was to push down on this large, you see that? That was the only way. And you see that little rod at the back there? That has to be tucked behind the handle. So I jammed the handle in and pushed down on that, and then fed that little rod around that little handle. It will take a little bit of patience to work out exactly what I mean, but I assure you that by pushing down on that little weight, it allows you to access that little handle rod there. So once you have it all lined up, at this point, I'm thinking it makes the most amount of sense to put this front bolt in, just so we don't lose the position of the handle, because it is quite hard to line up. I'm going to tighten it up a lot, so I don't want it moving side to side. That's how you lose, and you might have just experienced that, the lock barrel from in its little position in there. So I'm going to now poke my hand through. Hopefully I can line up the lock barrel hole can use your hand to get in there and just twist that lock barrel around until it lines up. I'm hoping that's it there. So I think that I've got the lock barrel in. You want to go to get to that bolt with the 10mm. You want to go above the metal rod with your socket, push down on the metal rod, move in slowly on the 10mm, and hopefully you can just tighten it up. It's going to pull that lock barrel in, it's going to pull that outside cap on nice and tight. You can see the light closing up there on the gap. Tighten it up a little bit, pull that out. From what I can tell, that's exactly how it's done. So you can see now, this door handle, fully functional. Lock barrel is replaced with a new one. And you're back to being able to unlock your door on the outside. Right, so now that we have all the external door handle fixed, we want to bring up all of our insulation plastic and just reattach it back to the door like that. All that helps is reduce road noise as you're driving along on the road. Now, in order to put our door card back on effectively, the first thing you do is put your window back down. This allows you to tuck it over this ridge a bit better. But remember, we have our other two plugs, 1 and 2. Then we can tuck our door card back over the door like that. You want to feel it kind of sit back down properly, nice and flush. Once you feel like it seems flush, you should be able to tap it around the edges, just like so. Now, the first bolt you put in is your center one, because that's the one that takes the most of the weight. I'm going to chuck that back in there. Then you want to put your inner door handle cover back on, like so. Same thing again, just a wee little screw. Covering it back up. Remember, you have your ones around the outside. Around the outside, one here. Remember the cap up the top, just a pressure clip. This one. Remembering to cover up the little bolt holes with the included covers. When we have your couple over this side. Down here. Last one down the bottom. Putting your last 3 caps on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, that was a bit harder. 3. Right. Now guys, test to see it's working. Wonderful. And we should also, while we're here, test to make sure the lock barrel's working. Seems to be working. Right guys, we're all done. That handle is actually, I would definitely rate that at least intermediate. I would prefer you'd done a job similar to this before. The hardest part was getting the metal rod from the door lock actuator to hop onto the outer door handle, but I found that if you, as I showed you in the video, pushed on that metal tab, then you could bring the handle in and then let go of the metal tab, but you'll see when you're into it. Now, as I said, if you are interested in this part, make sure you check out the website. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below or on any social media platform whatsoever, hashtag PartsFactoryOz, and I'll answer any single question that you have. I check it daily for updates. Now, we don't just have driver's side front on the website, we do have all the different sides. So if you are chasing left, rear, or a set of 4, we've got it all on there. So if you did want to get some exterior door handles delivered to your door, then yeah, jump on the site and have a look. All right guys, well, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in more videos just like this one, it would obviously be greatly appreciated.